biggest green day of the year so far in here for the SPY. We ended up here in the 690 handles. Let's look and see if we can look forward in here once more to those 700s. Just a very strong move. Basically, any stock you looked at today, the net flow was bullish, SPY was bullish, volume was super, super green. You had a ton of it right here. You can see for the week overall, and everything was just green in here on this Friday, especially coming with that large pullback that we had yesterday. And where we had basically 3 full days of just volatility, and then a large pullback yesterday. Today said, know what, we're going to turn that thing around. And this is all coming from that 672 mark, basically, that we hit in pre-market last night going into this morning. So early in the morning or late last night, however you want to look at it, we were trading down there in the 671s and 672s. We were messing with those 674s for quite some time. And then obviously we thought we were going to get an open right there. We thought we were going to get lucky. Oh my gosh, this is going to be amazing. We're getting in right where we just mentioned a couple days ago for a major support. But obviously it opened up right at 680. So cost us about $8 right there, but still just a nice strong green move here to the upside. We have a $13 move from yesterday's close into today's close. So just overall, just the biggest day of the year so far, up around almost 2% on the day. Where does that lead us in here going forward on this overall weekly chart? Well, we are saved now. So this overall structure in here is going to hold up this 9-day EMA right here, the 685. Well, now it's 687, but it was 685 a couple of days ago. We mentioned that was going to be a key level. That was a key level in here today. So going forward, now it's moving up to 687. That's going to be our first major support, and it's going to be matching up right with this lower trend line in here of this overall structure. To the upside, obviously, we're looking at 695. We're looking at those highs at 697. And then obviously, we are focusing once more on the 700s. When is it going to happen? As far as expected moves and volatility, IV rank in here obviously got crushed today. So you only have an IV rank of 20 in here. $4 expected move by Monday, Tuesday, 6. If you go all the way out to Friday, $11 expected move all the way out to your monthlies, right around a $15 expected move. Now, if we go in here and we're going to look at the NASDAQ, or we're going to look at the QQQ. This is the ETF of the NASDAQ in here. You can see overall on the week, we are still in the red, but we also are up 2% in here on the day as well. So the correlation in here is always very, very tight. And you had basically the same thing in here today, almost a $13 move in here from yesterday's close. Where does that kind of put us in here overall on the week? Well, we have to get above this 9-day EMA. It's sitting at 617 right now. I know we have to battle the 613, but I'm more worried about this 9-day EMA. You can see that when we do get above it, it's a nice support. When we get below it, it's kind of hard for us to kind of get back over, right? So you can see a couple weeks here, down here as well. So that is going to be a major support, or I'm sorry, resistance for us to breach. If we do get above that, then we're going to be forward looking in here to the 625s. On the downside in here, since we did recover in here to 609, then we're looking at that 600 psych level. And then anything below there, it's going to be right here at this 590 area. For our QQQs, your IV ranking here is still relatively elevated. That's just because it's soaked up with so much tech, right? So if you've noticed the correlation between a lot of your overall tech in here, so if you look at Amazon, obviously earnings, so it dropped and it didn't recover quite as well as other things, but yet you still had that NVIDIA pop, things like that. You have to kind of overall kind of gather together, right, and aggregate. So that's why your IV ranking here is still relatively high. That's why it didn't get sucked out as much as SPY and things like that. But it's still at 29. $6 expected move by Monday. Next Friday, $15. Go all the way out to your February monthly expiration. $20 expected move priced in here on your QQQ. So let's see what happens in here as we open up a new week on Monday. And we're going to see how long it takes us to hit those the 620s in the QQQs, and then the overall $700 level in our overall market. That's what everybody is forward looking to in here. So let's see if it's going to happen sooner rather than later. Okay, guys, if you like this video, make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We also have a Discord service if you are interested, and you can find all of our socials in the description below.